friends, welcome to my new vlog. Gosh, this week has been hot. I cannot believe today is June. It's the 1st of June today. I'm trying to film my videos a little bit in advance because I've got a very busy month coming up. I hope you had a lovely week last week. In this video, what I decided was I was going to go and visit PointClear in Essex, which, if you're not from Essex, it's a sizable village, small town in Essex. I thought the name PointClear was just charming, and I was told there was a lovely cafe there where you could get tea and cake, and also that there was a museum. So that was all great, and I set off there. Things did not exactly go as I planned. I must say that I really liked PointClear, and I intend to go back. Had a bit of a detour, which you'll see in the vlog, but it was a super day, and I will come back to you either during my account. That's my cat Cookie, sorry, he's feeling a bit unloved. Cookie darling, shush. And I will definitely come back at the end if I don't interrupt in the middle. Here's the video. So I'm in PointClear. I thought I had a glimpse of the sea, but I now can't see it, but I've been given directions. So I'm going to head down there and hopefully find that Martello Tower Museum, and it's a beautiful day again. Aladdin's Cave Indoor Market. 7 days a week next to the ferry boat inn. Okay. There's a holiday camp over here, and it's obviously people having a lot of fun. Like there's a disco or something. So anyway, I still haven't seen the sea. I'll keep going. Someone here is selling really beautiful bird tables, which I presume they've made for £20. So absolutely gorgeous. I love this one. It's £25, but not today. The best sign in the world. Cat crossing. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing a cat. Someone's got the most beautiful bank of white roses. I really want to have masses of roses in my back garden, and that's something I'm focusing on at the moment, to get that all cleared up and get that in place. So thank you for the inspiration. I've kind of come to the end of the road, and I'm thinking like maybe this is the sea over there, but I shall keep going and see what I see. So here we are. I'm finally at the beach in PointClear. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there were little boats in the distance, and it just looks very idyllic. If I turn around, that's where I've come from. There's a kind of village green area, and no, it's just charming. And I've heard there's a wonderful tea and cake cafe and a Martello Tower Museum, so I'm going to try and find those two things, and also of course have a bit of a walk on the beach. It's such a beautiful day. It's like being abroad. I think the PointClear beach seems to have quite a lot of shells, and I also noticed there was a warning about the danger of soft mud and climbing on the rocks, so neither of which I was going to be going near, but I'll just have a further walk down this way, and it's just beautiful. I'm loving PointClear. It's gorgeous. There's this bank of beautiful succulent flowers here beside the beach, well, on the side of the beach. I mean, it's like right on the sand. Then there's a rather strange old boat there, and then there are these houses looking out onto the water. I mean, talk about a millionaire view. It's just beautiful. I'll have a closer look at the boat. So I think the boat is kind of abandoned. It's got plants inside and stuff. Must have been fun once though. As a city person, I always find boats like magic. Oh, there's another boat over there. Wow. So this is not a boat, it's a big sculpture of a seashell, and it's amazing looking. I'll try and walk around a bit. It's slightly kind of cracking, but still really amazing bit of sculpture. And so yeah, I don't know who left it here, but it's amazing. There's nothing like the sound of that wonderful water. It's just beautiful. And I'm already a fan of PointClear. Apparently Aladdin's Cave is worth visiting, so I'll try and find it. So that's the beach where I've come from. There's a view of the holiday park, and if I just try not to go too fast, turn around, I'm now on this path going around the town and hopefully finding my way to the cafe. It's just a beautiful day. Looks like you can do all the water sports here, and yeah, it says PointClear West number 2, and then if I turn around, there's like the stone steps, and there is the Martello Tower. I don't know if that's the museum, but I'll go and see. I love the way they've made this wall. They use leftover bits of brick and stone, I think, and yeah, it's just all very eclectic, and yes, as I say, I like PointClear. It's very interesting. More beautiful roses here, and more down there. And I now see the flags flying on that Martello Tower, so I think that probably is the museum. This tower is dedicated to the memory of Raymond E. King, pilot 479th FG. I'm a bit sad because it looks like it's not open. Oh gosh, I thought on the internet it said it was open. Oh well, I'm sure I can find other things to see in PointClear, but that's disappointing. The Martello Tower Trail. Martello Towers were built on the south and east coasts during the Napoleonic Wars. So in response to the threat of invasion from the Emperor of France, Napoleon Bonaparte, and his armies, 29 towers were built from Brightlingsea to Aldborough between 1809 and 1812. So this one here is Tower A, and it was the first to be built. Okay, so after the Napoleonic War, the tower was a Coast Guard station, then a cafe, then it was used by the military during the wars, and now it's the East Essex Aviation Society and Museum. And there's a lot of things to do. There's an aeroplane even in here. I'm so disappointed. I'm sure it did say on the internet that it was open today. Oh well, an excuse to come back. Okay, I found Aladdin's Cave, so that's great, as the museum was a bust. And there is the Tea and Cake Cafe, where I will certainly go in and see what it's like. So this is good. Some really pretty towels there. Okay, and there's like bags and clothing, there's underwear, and these towels have a seaside-y feeling, I think. What's down here? It's a table runner. Okay, so it's really is Aladdin's cave of all kinds of things. Okay, yeah, there's some little squirrels there, and butterflies, and then leggings, and then there's a lot of underwear, and yeah, it's these little jelly shoes. So I will go next door and have a look there too. On this side of Aladdin's cave there are books and paintings, so I'm just going to have a little look. This looks like obviously children's books, and there's a little print there. and a nice mirror. Here we have flowers and things for crafting. And it's a very useful shop because there doesn't seem to be a lot in PointClear. Oh, this is really pretty. The BBC Children's Annual. Let's have a look. Edited by Frida Lindstrom, head of BBC Children's Television, 1957. I'm wondering if they have any kind of craft items or whatever. But, okay. Oh, I think I need to try and resist temptation. I can't buy everything. Oh, wow. Here's a high visibility safety jacket for your dog, which looks lovely. And then here we have a beware of the dog sign. And then other, let's see, a spoilt rotten Italian Spinoni. Cute. Oh, here's the cafe. I'll move around for a better view. Here's a better view of the cafe. It looks really nice. So this appears to be the main square. I've just had my food and it was delicious. The Martello Tower, the Tea and Cake Cafe, and then Aladdin's Cave Shop. So I'll explore a little bit more, but because the Martello Tower it's an interesting black building. Because the museum's not open, I'll have to try and look at something else today. It really looks idyllic from here. So this is nice. You can get, if you get into difficulties in the water, they can recover you for £20, but they give the money to RNLI, which is lovely. And here's just a couple more boats. It's a very boaty place. So I think there's a kind of marina over there. I'm going to have a look at that. And yeah, it's a perfect day for it. So there's people rowing over there. There are speedboats. There are little beach huts there. And it looks, unfortunately, as if someone's car is stuck. Oh, that's alarming. Oh my goodness, that looks terrible. It's okay, guys. His friend is going to be able to pull him out with a vehicle. So thank goodness for that. Wow, that's scary. Well, I found a path. And having seen that car get into difficulties in the water, there was a slightly marshy looking grass. So I certainly wasn't walking on that. So it's an absolutely beautiful walk. I'm disappointed about the museum, but this is just all looking gorgeous. So I'll go a bit further and check back in with you. There's like a river there with the caravans, and then there's the road ahead of me and the kind of marshland and then the boats. So there's sea there and fresh water there. It's interesting the way the grasses and the like marshland have these like little waterways in them. And they're probably not safe to walk on anyway. I'm glad I didn't try. Not that I would have thought of trying, but it's just a really interesting bit of countryside. There's a lot of these pretty purple flowers, different from the ones on the beach, and then really beautiful dog roses. So it's just a stunning place. My friend lives in PointClear. She never mentioned how wonderful it was. I guess that's a dandelion, but it looks a bit different. It looks, maybe it's a cousin to a dandelion. I didn't think it was a very long walk to get over to there. And if I was prepared to swim across, I don't think it would be that long, but it's proving a very long walk around the way. But I will persevere. I'll try and get round. We'll see if you can get round. It's a lovely day to do it. I didn't expect it to be this way. To me, that really looks kind of idyllic. Having the water going past your caravan like that. It's almost a bit sort of Dutch, and I don't know why I'm saying that. You think like there'll be a barge going down or something in a minute. Anyway, lucky people having a caravan there. Someone's got a beautiful kite flying of a bird. It's a shame about that noise in the background, but it's a beautiful day for it. There's a shortcut across to the caravan park, so I won't have to go all the way back that way when I want to go back to the bus, so that's really good. I'll still keep though trying to go around towards that other side, but I'm feeling that must be a different town from PointClear. Or maybe not, but yeah, I'll keep going. Another sort of abandoned boat. It's like the sea equivalent of fly tipping, I guess. Wow, it really is a long walk, but gonna do me good. It's deceptively long. So here it says Blockhouse Wick, PointClear. And you're not allowed to go down there. It looks as if maybe you could have swum there at some time, but now you can't. So I'm still in PointClear. There's another stair down there. Here's like where I've come from. And I will just keep going. I'm kind of coming to a turn, but I have a feeling it's a very long road. I probably won't get to that other side today, but I shall keep trying. Over there, I see this like properly wrecked wooden boat. Wow, it's a bit like something out of Pirates of the Caribbean. That reminds me I'd like to watch those movies again. Okay, this is an interesting walk, and I feel I'm reaching a corner, and there are some houses over there, so you know, maybe I am kind of getting there, but it's a long way. So here's some lovely dog roses, and then here the path has got a bit more kind of overgrown, but the shade is kind of nice. Now the trail is looking a lot more kind of narrow, and I don't have much time to record left, but I'll keep going for as long as I can. And yeah, I've had an experience, and it's a beautiful walk. Over there is some houses, and looks a bit more like signs of life, but it could be miles and miles away. I've really lost all idea of distances, so I will make for there and maybe then try and get a bus home. But it is, as I keep saying, a fantastic day, and it's a great walk here. Some lovely ponies. I'll try and close up a bit. I don't know if that's any better, it's very hard to see, but very idyllic scene. So here is the path ahead of me. I think I might run out of footage soon, but I'm going to make straight over there, and fingers crossed I can get home from there and come back to PointClear another day. That muddy bit over there, it kind of looks a bit Jurassic. A bird just flew up, but I missed it. Okay, keep going. So I've now arrived at a place, it's like a marina of houseboats, but I'll need to find out where it is. And there's a little pool there and lovely flowers, and well, I'll just find out where I am. That would be good to know. This says the Tuesday Lass parking. There's more houseboats. Am I possibly near St. Osyth? This is so ridiculous. Okay. Here's a kind of water park, and someone's told me that I am in St. Osyth, so I think I walked from PointClear to St. Osyth, which I didn't intend to do, but it's a lovely day. It was an adventure. Hi again, friends. Well, I managed not to interrupt my video. As you can see, I had all these plans to go to the Martello Museum. I'd like eventually to see all the Martello Towers, and I'm sure I can. And it was shut. I mean, maybe I'm just wrong, but I'm sure I did look at the internet, and it seemed to say like that it would be open at the time I went, because obviously I wouldn't go all that way for no reason. However, it just goes to show that when you go out for the day, if it's a lovely day, it doesn't have to be a waste. You can just think of something else to do. I would say that, as I say, I loved PointClear. I thought that people were very individualistic there. To let you explain, it's a town where every house is sort of different. They can be big houses, small houses. They often look quite striking and quite individual. And people, it's like they have their own little kind of kingdom. And I mean that, you know, with great positivity, not trying to be patronizing, but people, it's like people make their own worlds in PointClear. And there's a lot of beautiful gardens and roses, and yeah, it's a bit of a paradise, really. I mean, I think to me it would be too remote from the train station, and there's not enough buses there for me to live there, but I really liked it. I thought the Aladdin's Cave shop was super. You know me, I love to rummage around and, you know, look at stuff. And I did find some things that I wanted. I'll try and show you. First of all, I did get this box with cats on it, which was, I think, a second-hand box. I think the lady in the shop mentioned that this had been in her house and she just felt she'd had enough use out of it. So it's lovely. And I've actually put some of my my little like stamps in there because they were kind of, I needed somewhere to put them. And then I also bought this little china basket, which I thought would be pretty with a few small flowers in it. So, I mean, I loved Aladdin's Cave. Yeah, whenever I go to PointClear in future, sorry, I'm always fiddling with my fringe, I will go back to Aladdin's Cave. I also thought the tea shop, tea and cake, was lovely. And as you saw, I had a really delicious vegetarian breakfast. When I ordered it, the lady said that they had no vegetarian sausages that day. So she said I could have something else instead. So I could have had more of like beans or eggs or something. And she said, would you like some chips? So I chose to have some chips. Went for the healthy option. And it was really delicious. And, you know, she was lovely. And I would have honestly had some cake as well. But as you can see, it was a very hot day. And cake wasn't happening. You know, sometimes when it's hot, you just don't feel like eating something sugary. So I missed out there. But then it's another reason to go back to PointClear, because I do want to see the museum, which they told me is definitely open on Sundays, probably just in summer, but it's all open on Sundays. And then, of course, we had the fiasco of me trying to get across the water by walking around the bay. And I've since looked at Google, the font of knowledge, and found it's a 20-mile walk around that bay. But if you go on the foot ferry, which is on the hour at weekends, it's like 3 minutes on the boat. So when I said you looked like you could swim across, I don't know if you could actually, I think it would probably be dangerous, but it seems such a short distance. But when you can't basically walk around it, you really would need to either take a bus. It's Brightlingsea over there. Like PointClear is here, Brightlingsea is there. But it would be a very, very long walk if you went round the bay to Brightlingsea. But then again, that's another thing I've learned. And it was a very beautiful walk. I think it's called the creek. The length of sea that I was walking alongside with the caravan park on the other side, I think it's called a creek. And it's a beautiful walk. I'm glad I went that day because it was so gloriously hot and sunny, and I did kind of choose that day because I think it's the best day we were going to have this week. I feel on those beautiful summer days, it's just important to get out and actually do something and not just sit at home. I mean, yeah. So all in all, although it was a bit weird and I ended up in St Osyth, which I was not planning to do, there's a charity shop there called The Sanctuary, and I popped in there. I didn't buy anything. I mean, please give me a pat on the back, because I just did pretty well with getting these things. But The Sanctuary was also a lovely shop, and it was nice to see St Osyth again, or Toosey again, briefly. And yeah, now I will turn to something completely different. Hi, Cookie. Hello, 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 hello. Nice to see you. Oh, yes. Hello, hello. Hi again, friends. Well, welcome down to my sitting room. I was upstairs just there. I was really happy this week because I went into a charity shop, as is my wont, and I was lucky enough to get 3 lamps and 1 waffle iron for about £6.50. It was really good value. Let me turn around and show you what I got. So here are 2 of the lamps. They don't have shades, but that's okay. I'm gonna get some shades. So I think these will be lovely in a bedroom where I've got no lamps at the moment. If you're new to my channel, by the way, I moved into this house in Essex like a year ago, and I'm trying to do it up without a great deal of money. And then here is my waffle iron, which was £3. I've been looking kind of on places like Amazon and stuff for a waffle iron, and they're like 30 or 40 pounds. And then I got one more lamp, which is just gorgeous. Hello, Cookie. And then I'll show you that. So here's my other lamp, which is green. And I feel it will be very, very peaceful, certainly in the winter. It's just a very subtle light, but for like £6, yes, for £6.50, I feel that was a really good deal. I then started to Google recipes for waffles, and then I thought, my mum had a waffle recipe book, and she did indeed. I found it in the shelves. Let me turn the camera around again. We used to have a waffle iron, and I think for a while my mum made quite a lot of waffles, and either it stopped working or maybe she just had a clear out and she got rid of the waffle iron because I don't have it anymore. But I occasionally buy ready-made waffles from places like Lidl or Aldi, and I just feel it must be much better to make your own waffles with your own ingredients. So I don't think I'm going to manage that today. I think I'm going to get some ingredients tomorrow and come back to you tomorrow fresh. And I'm going to make some lovely waffles, and we'll see what they're like and if I've inherited some of my mum's ability in the waffle department. This book is so pretty. Ah, it's all there. Hey friends, well, it's full 2 days later. Yesterday when I wanted to make these waffles, I was just so tired, I just couldn't do it. So today I am renewed, refreshed. I think I have all my ingredients and I'm happy to do some waffle making. So I've got my book and I'm going to make the most basic waffles today. There's all kinds of choices in this book. I think you can even make sort of crab cake waffles. But I'll just be doing the basic ones. But I have some fruit and some maple syrup to have with them, and I hope that will be really kind of nice. So guys, I've kind of got everything together here. This is my waffle iron, my pride of place. I have got, you start off by having your melted butter, so I shall bring that in. I've just melted it. And then we'll see what to do next. So, put my melted butter in there. Let's hope it stays melted. And then it says, right, so I'll put my melted butter here. Here's my large bowl. So in the large bowl, put together your flour. And, oh, 1 second, I'll just pause here. So I've got 1 teaspoon of baking powder, that's gone in as well. Now let's see. Also we have sugar. 1 to 2 tablespoons of sugar. Sorry guys, I've not been as organized as I thought. 1 second. So here's my sugar in quite a cute little bowl here. 1.5 tablespoons. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. And then I think we have to blend this together. Oh, and a pinch of salt as well. I'll just get a pinch of salt. And it goes. Okay. Okay, I'll have to whisk that together now. So I've got my fork and I'm just doing a bit of a whisk. Right. Now I have a feeling I've got to combine my egg. I'm quite excited because I have a white egg here and my milk. So I'll just do that and I'll come right back to you. I'm hoping that I've got the right amount of milk. Well, it's all just a try. I think the next time I'm in a kind of fancy cooking shop, I will, oh, I love my little light up lanterns there. I'm going to buy maybe one of those mixing sets with the American cups because a lot of recipes are obviously American and they go in for the cups system. My waffle iron is kind of clicking away. It's obviously hot already. The recipe did say have it hot in readiness. It's looking as if it's almost ready. Okay, I think, well, maybe not. Okay, I'll just make sure I finish that, then I'll come back to you. Okay guys, now I have to pour the wet ingredients over the dry ingredients and whisk that up. with my trusty fork. As I've said before, I do have a whisk somewhere, but exactly where it is, I don't know. I think I thought the waffles would be a bit more kind of liquidy looking. Well, maybe I just got it wrong and they are supposed to be. I can always try it again another time. Okay, right, and then you pour on top the butter. It's melted. Ooh, that is looking very fatty indeed. Okay, so stirring. Okay, let me stir this in, then I'll come back. Guys, well, I'm gonna just try and put a little bit of butter on the hot waffle iron just to help it go, and then apparently I have to spoon on some of the waffle mixture. Oh dear. Okay. It's not making much of a hissy noise. Wondering if I've done it wrong. Okay. I put up the waffle iron to the maximum heat. Oh, I really hope this isn't going to be a repeat of those awful buns I made at Christmas. Sorry, guys. Apparently you need a C stand for filming when you prepare food, and I don't have a C stand, or indeed really know where I'd order one from. So okay, that looks kind of even. So I will push down the... Ooh, now that did have a kind of sizzly noise. So I will leave that for a couple of minutes. This waffle iron was only £3, but it did not come with any instructions. And I guess it's a Crofton waffle iron. I guess I could have just looked that up on the internet, but I didn't. Well, as is often with my cooking, the smell coming from the waffle iron is really lovely. I think maybe I've overfilled it. If I just try and gingerly lift this up. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of gone over the edge. But I'll just put it down a bit more. Do I really kind of press down like that? Maybe it'll cook more. I must say, it's a rather, it's a slightly blowy afternoon, so I'm going to enjoy these waffles, whatever. Oh, let me show you something. This is my little weather house, and all year the man has been coming to the front because it's been kind of cold. Ironically, on that very hot day when I went out on that walk, the lady was coming a lot further forward, and I totally meant to film her, and I didn't, and now the weather's changed and the lady's gone right back in again. But the next time there's a super hot day, I must remember to film my little weather house lady. Well, now there's some steam coming off it. Is that good or bad? I don't know. Oh, look. Yep, that's cooking more. Okay. Perhaps the bits nearest me are just they're not going to get cooked enough to be kind of viable. We'll see. Leave it for... I don't want them to burn, obviously. I mean, if I can make myself waffles sometimes in the evening, then they are simple. It gives me another thing I can cook. Assuming these are edible. Okay, let's have another look. Okay, I think maybe I'll just give them another couple of minutes and then I will try some. Hi, Cookie. I'm sorry, but I'm making waffles for YouTube, so darling, you can't have all my attention at the moment. Cookie. Oh dear. 1 second. To me, these are kind of smelling ready. Let's look again. I think I've overdone it. I've overfilled it. Let's try and Google how long you should leave waffles for. Okay, Google said 3 to 6 minutes. And it's maybe had about 4 or 5 minutes now, I think. Okay, I think maybe I'll take that out and yeah, I'll have a little test. Okay, friends, well, that's this is the bit of the waffle that I think was cooked correctly. I put on some of those, I've heated up some of those frozen fruit and put on some maple syrup, so I think that's going to be a really nice snack. And now I'm going to make a quick cup of tea and just go and sit down and enjoy it. Hello guys, well, moment of truth. I'm going to try some of my waffle. See if all this anticipation has been worth it. That really is nice. I think even though I probably not made it perfectly, it's very tasty, and I think there will be many sort of cold grey afternoons when I'm going to come in and have a waffle. So yeah, ooh, even my frozen my heated up frozen fruit is actually tasting lovely. I'm going to have a sip of tea. Oh, well guys, I think I might wrap up the video there. I'm sorry this video was slightly all over the place. I'm so glad that I did go to Point Clear. I thought it was lovely, and it was just a blazingly beautiful day. And today is a kind of slightly grey, kind of cozy day. But anyway, I can make waffles. I can use my waffle iron that cost me £3, and that's great. And I hope you have a lovely week, and I will see you on my next video.